Hello for the 21st Sunday in Ordinary Times. Sort of a wrap up with all of this bread talk in the last 4 weeks, fifth week in a row. And Christ asked the disciples, "Are you going to leave?" He asked the apostles, "Are you going to leave too now?" And I think he might just be asking us, "Are you going to leave also?" Because it's too hard, too difficult. I don't believe, or I'm just angry at this church. Well, first of all, the ending of this fifth week in a row with bread, we did the multiplication of the loaves. We did that Jesus talked about you got to work for imperishable bread, and you got to realize that there's something more than just daily bread. There's imperishable bread. And Jesus says, "I am the bread of life. I am this imperishable bread. I am the bread from heaven. And if you eat this bread and if you drink this from this cup, you will have life and to the full." Jesus Christ himself, or you could even say the Father himself who sent Jesus, and Jesus who came, who is God. The Father's message and Jesus' message, he says, is the bread of life, is the bread from heaven. I am that, and the Father is that. That's the imperishable bread that I'm giving you. And that's what the Last Supper is the beginning of. That when you eat this, you receive me and the Father and the message. And when you drink from this, you receive me and the Father and the Spirit and the message. And that message is hard to understand. In fact, it takes divine help to understand. Do you understand this? Do you believe this? Well, that's today's gospel. When Jesus, the disciples, by the many, many multitude, left him, and as it said, it went back to their everyday of living, their everyday life. They never followed him. But Jesus then, not to just the disciples, but Jesus turns to the apostles and he says, "Are you going to leave too?" And lo and behold, the boisterous one, Peter, he pops up and he says, "No, why should we leave you? You are the only one that has the message of everlasting life, the everlasting bread." He didn't say that, but you have the message. Where should we go? And so we are not going to leave you. And Jesus and the apostles, as we know, turn away from their doubt or turn away from their being like everybody else, and they follow Jesus Christ. In today's world, and that's a matter of faith, do you really believe this everlasting bread? It's a matter of faith. Well, we have something in our society right now that has popped up recently again, and that's the child abuse problem in the Roman Catholic Church. In these last few weeks, it popped up again very vividly in the state of Pennsylvania, where hundreds of priests were accused over the years, and thousands of children have been abused over the years. And that's a scandal hard to take. I think many people are leaving the church. They're giving up on the church. Sort of like those disciples at the time of Christ. Sort of like the questioning the apostles at the time of Christ. I think Jesus Christ would ask you and me, are you going to leave also? I would hope that we stay with the church, in the church, and we stay with Jesus in our community, in the church. I know it's difficult. I know it's very serious. And this problem of child abuse is terribly sinful. It's a disease. And we need to do what? We church, we priests, we bishops, we people of God. What do we need to do? Well, I think the foundation principle is truth. We need to tell the truth, the whole truth, only the truth. So help me God. You know, the smallest teeny sin we will never get rid of unless we tell the truth. Unless we say, I did it. I am responsible for it. And I am sorry for it. And I ask forgiveness for it. And I'm not going to do it or try not to do it again. It's the only way you get rid of any sin. I think that this is the only way that the Roman Catholic Church is going to get rid of this sin, this disharmony, this disease, this mindset. We must realize, first of all, how children have been hurt and sinned against. And we must do everything in our power to help them, compensate them, and ask them and their parents for forgiveness for what we in the church have done. Presently, our Holy Father is in Ireland this weekend, and the focus of that is pretty much what we're experiencing in our church in the United States. Oh, Ireland's had their problems. Australia, they have had their problems. The world has its problems with this sexual abuse. But we will never, never, ever overcome this unless we are truthful. Truthful. I think our hierarchy, I think we have sinned by sweeping things under the rug and acting like they weren't there. It's a lie. I think we are presently acting like it has been there, much improved, and still need in much improvement. So I think Jesus Christ could be asking us today, are you going to leave too? I sort of think it's throwing the baby out with the bathwater. No, I'm not going to leave. I think I think we need to tell the truth. And that's the only way we will ever be able to begin to handle this problem in our church. Oh, we're not the only ones. The universities, it's a sin. It's a sickness. And we know that Jesus Christ will help us to overcome all sin and eventually all sickness. But we have to do our part and tell the truth. The truth will set you free, no matter how small, nor matter how large or big. And this abuse problem is big, very big. Only with the help, divine help, only with the help of Jesus and truth will we begin to start to overcome this evil. It's in our society. It certainly has been in our church for a long period of time. The truth will set you free. Don't leave. Be part of the solution, not try to forget about the problem. Have a good day.